Hi, I'm Brett. This is Guitarincrease, and in this video we're going to go over everyone's favorite chord, the F chord. It's not really fun, it's difficult for beginners, but you can do it. I'm going to show you how to do it in an easier way, and then you can work your way up to more difficult ways. But not only that, I'm going to show you some just different ways of playing it so that it's more fun. So the most difficult way to play it is like this. The F major bar chord, very difficult to play. I could not play it when I first started playing guitar, and I played it the easy way. That's what I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you some, well, I already said what I was going to do. Okay, let's just get to it. Really, in order for an F major chord to be F major, you just need 3 notes, which is F, A, and C. So if you just play those 3 notes, it is a F major chord. So you put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string. And that is an F major chord. You could play it that way. If you can do a bar on the high E string. Add that in there so it sounds like this. So when you're playing this, you don't want your hand perfectly straight because it's impossible to play it that way. You got to do it at kind of like an angle, like this. But here is a really easy way to play it, and that is a F power chord. Just right here, put your 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, and then use your 3rd finger or your pinky on the G string, 5th fret. So that's called an F power chord. Or if you want, you can use your 3rd finger and then add in the octave right here on the 6th fret of the B string. Sounds like that. Sounds pretty good. So that's another way to do it. But if you're a rock or metal guitar player, you have to play this chord. I mean, it's essential. And that is the F power chord. Here, you put your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the E string, and then your pinky goes on the 3rd fret of the A string. So that's an F power chord. If you want, you can bar your pinky to add the octave there on the D string. Sounds like that. Or you can use your 3rd finger and your pinky like this. Now, if you can't do the bar across all 6 strings, you could, if you're able to do this power chord, you could add in the 2nd fret of the G string. So that's another way to do it. Now, a really, really easy way to play the F chord with all 3 notes is way up here, the G string, put your 3rd finger on the 10th fret, and then your pinky on the 10th fret of the B string, like this, and then your 1st finger on the 8th fret of the high E string. Sounds like that. So that's F, A, C. So that's the F major chord. You could also use your 2nd and 3rd finger like this. Same fretting there, I'm just using different fingers. And while we're over here, here's another power chord, F power chord. You just put your 1st finger on the 10th fret of the G string, and then your pinky here on the 13th fret of the B string. It's an F power chord. If you can bar your pinky to add the octave. If you want, you can also bar your first finger here on the D string, D and G, and B and E like that. Another way is to put your first finger on the 8th fret of the A string, and then your third finger, or your pinky, on the 10th fret of the D string. It's a nice power chord like that, or like this. You could also bar your pinky like this. So that gives it a different sound. Just make sure you don't let the low E string play accidentally. That just does not go. So what you can do to mute it is put your first finger up a little higher, so it not only plays this note, but it mutes this string. So it sounds like that. This way, if you accidentally play that string, it won't ring out. You can also use your palm here to mute the low E string. Another way to play the F chord that's kind of unusual, you may not have seen very often, is like this. To play that one, you put your pinky on the 8th fret of the A string. Then your third finger on the 7th fret of the D string. First finger on the 5th fret of the G string. Second finger on the 6th fret of the B string. So that's another unique way to play the F. Excuse me. That's another unique way to play the F chord. I was not able to play bar chords when I first started playing guitar, and I made up an exercise that helped me, and now today I can play any bar chord. I started to think of the guitar as kind of like, you know, I'm using muscles, so it's almost like I'm an athlete, and a bodybuilder would not try to lift like 10,000 pounds. Actually, I don't think any bodybuilder would ever do that, but a bodybuilder would not try to lift 500 pounds. The first day they start working out, they would start with like 5 pounds or something and then work their way up. And so I found out that the easiest place on the guitar to play, in my opinion, is obviously on the skinnier strings and higher up the neck. So I found a really comfortable place. For me, was around here. For you, it might be here, but somewhere around here. Get a comfortable place on the guitar. It doesn't really matter as long as you're comfortable. And on the high E string, do a tiny little, like 5-pound bar chord with just the first 2 strings, like this. So just that first finger. So that's probably the easiest bar chord in the world. And if you can do that one, then you can go on to the harder chords. And it's just going to get harder from here. So I figured, hey, why don't I do all 4 fingers to strengthen them as well? So I did something like this. And I found the pinky was probably the hardest one to do. But since I'm on the easiest spot on the guitar, it wasn't really that hard. So once you get that down, then move on to the next in difficulty, which is you just add the G string and do 3 notes. Just like that, and then do all 4 fingers. if you're trying this out right now, you'll feel it. It's like you feel like you're stretching, or you feel like you're warming up. Like if you've ever lifted weights, it's like you're doing a really light set and you're feeling really good. You're also building confidence, which this channel is all about Guitarincrease and increasing not only your ability to play guitar, but your confidence. Once you've mastered that, then add another string. Okay, it's starting to get more challenging, and if you're having trouble doing this, that's okay, because if you do this exercise every day, you'll find it'll get easier and easier as you go. So once you get that down, then you can add another string. So obviously the next step is to use all 6 strings, which is pretty challenging. Okay, if you can do that, you are almost there. Now all you got to do is make it a little harder. Move down the neck, go lower. And as you build strength in your fingers and build this skill, you'll find one day I can't think of anything else. So I guess that's it for this video. Thank you so much for enduring to the end. You're faithful. See how I said that with the F? It's fabulous, isn't it? So anyways, I appreciate you watching this video. If it helped you, please let me know in the comments. And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask in the comments. And this was fun. The F chord's not that bad. Anyway, I appreciate you. See you next time.